Hi everyone. It is 6:27. I am Barbara. And we have 3 minutes until we start to flow with yoga at Church on the Square. This is something we started a few Wednesdays ago, and we have been doing it several months, and it was always meant to accompany 8 to 9 o'clock meditation. So it is an evening flow, it is a thoughtful meditative flow, and yoga is something that has offered me and can offer all of us a lot of peace and calm and adaptiveness and a flexibility, and that is so important right now. So if you're going to join us, while we're waiting for people to find us and log on, if you have a yoga mat, you can use a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can just use the floor. If you've got blocks, you can grab blocks. I've got some blocks over here. If you've got cushions, you can use those. And we are going to get started momentarily. So, again, my name is Barbara, and I am looking forward to flowing with all of you. So grab what you need. If you want to put some music on, I won't have any music going, so if you want to get something going for on your side for music, you could do that. And we're just going to come into our breath and come into our bodies. So, yoga means to unite or connect. It actually means to yoke. And so we unite many things in our yoga practice. And one of the simplest things that we unite is breath and movement. Breath is a bridge between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems, and those are not in our control, but our breath is in our control, and so we can actually move ourselves from panic and stress into what's called rest and digest in the parasympathetic nervous system by using our breath. So yoga is a good practice when we are feeling high stress, when our cortisol levels are rising. We can use breath and we can use movement to calm our bodies. If you're just joining us at 6:30, my name is Barbara Jajeks, and this is Yoga with Church on the Square. It is streaming on my Facebook page. We will post it to Church on the Square's Facebook page. And the theme of yoga today is yoga for caregivers. So we know that we are in this historic moment and that many of us are cooped up in our homes, many of us are working from home, teaching our children from home, and we also know that there are humans that are not at home with their families, that every day they leave their families and they go out, and maybe they're postal workers, they're nurses, they're medical care professionals, they're counselors, they're police officers, they're people working in supermarkets, and all of these humans are giving us the foundational things that we need to be healthy and to be safe. And so this yoga practice today is dedicated to caregivers. But it's not just for the people that are in professions that offer those explicit forms of nourishment. All humans have the capacity to care. All humans have the capacity for compassion, and we every day are offering care to our children, to our parents, to our pets, to our plants, to ourselves. And so we need to remind ourselves in this moment of time when we are doing so much and we're being so adaptive, even though it's stressful and we're worried and we're not sleeping, we need to offer ourselves care. So this practice today is all about doing that, offering ourselves care, and in a variety of ways. So we are going to be moving through a practice with that as our focus, and then we will end at towards the end of the practice, we're going to be doing a meditation that's called Metta, M-E-T-T-A, Metta. It's also known as loving kindness meditation, and it's a way of receiving and giving compassion, receiving it offering it to ourselves so that we can offer it to others in widening circles. So that's us. I've chatted for a little bit to try to let people to hop on, but let's go ahead and get moving. It is freezing in this church. I'm actually alone at Church on the Square. My toes are freezing cold, and so I'm ready to move. And so I invite you to move with me. So we're just going to start in a comfortable seat, doing some breath work. I'm going to sit on a block. You can sit on a cushion. You could sit in a chair. You could be on your couch. I'm going to be giving lots of options. Please take the option that works for you. You are the most important teacher for yourself. And so I'm going to offer you things, but be able to give yourself the grace and adaptation to say no to certain things and to try other things to make it work for you and your body. So we're just in a comfortable seat and we're going to come into our bodies. I'd invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. You may have been rushing all day long. You may have been moving from one thing to another. And your consciousness may have been rushing ahead of you, or it may have been anchored behind you. It's something that just happened that was stressful. But now we want our breath, and we want our minds, and we want our bodies to all come into the same space. And we do that by focusing on the breath. So I'm going to invite you to take your hands. You've got two options. You can place both hands on your heart. We're focusing physically on our heart, our shoulders, and our hands, because for caregivers, we often hold tension in those spaces. So you can place your both hands stacked on your heart, or you can take one and place it on your belly. And begin to notice your breath without changing anything. Just notice. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Maybe notice it in your stomach, in your chest. How do you know you're breathing? What clues do you have? Is it the sound of your breath? Is it the texture of the air? The expansion and contraction of your chest, the way it changes the shape of the body? Just notice without judgment. We're going to invite a lot of visualization around the heart space today. We're going to invite you to visualize light in your heart. Oftentimes, green is the color that's associated with the heart space in yoga, but you could picture any color, and I just want you to imagine, what does the light in your heart look like right now? Maybe it's bright and fierce, bold. Maybe it's a little dull. Maybe there are some things that are covering it up. We're going to use our breath right now to start to brighten the heart space. So as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that the oxygen is feeding that heart space, feeding the light, like you were blowing on an ember and it starts to glow as you're breathing in. So breathing in, feeding that heart space, feeding the light there. As you breathe out, imagine that you can let go, like smoke or like fog, the things that are cluttering your heart space right now. So let's do that again. Breathing in to brighten the heart. Breathing out to release and let go what you don't need. You can constrict the back of the throat as you do this to make a little sound in the back of the throat. And you can sigh it out, really coming into the breath. I'm going to invite you, you can drop the hands or you can leave them where they are, but we're going to start to roll the shoulders. The eyes can remain closed, and just begin to roll your shoulders. Imagining that as you're creating some space, you can let the breath and you can let the heart expand. You can roll them the opposite direction. Maybe you hear some popping and cracking like I do. And then come into stillness, roll the shoulders back and down, lift the sternum, slight tuck of the chin, and imagine that there's a string that's pulling your spine up through the crown of your head. Now go ahead and drop your ear over to the right. So right ear to the right shoulder, really gently, just noticing the gravity pulling on your head. Begins to stretch out the left side of the neck. Breathing into this. One of the things that we learn in yoga is that discomfort can be our teacher. Not pain. Pain is our guard, but discomfort can be our teacher. And we're in a time right now of both pain and discomfort. There are things that are deeply painful. And there are things that are discomforting, but they can be our teacher. Inhale up to center. We're going to exhale the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathing here. So recognizing the difference between pain and discomfort, letting pain keep us safe, but not shirking our relationship with discomfort, allowing it to teach us. Inhaling up to center. This time drop the chin down to the chest. And we're going to start to make smiles on our chest with our chin. So first, let's let the chin come up to the right shoulder. And then drop down to the left shoulder. Drop down to the middle, come back up to the right shoulder. Dropping to the middle, and then coming up to the shoulder. Right, exhaling down, inhale up left, exhaling down. Do that a few more times on your breath. You don't have to wait for my cues. Using the inhale to reach your chin up to your shoulder, and the exhale to drop it down to the center of your chest. Come back to the center. And then go ahead and lift your head up and check in with your heart again. How is it feeling now? Notice the energy that's there. Visualizing that light being fed by your breath. I'm going to read something. Continue to breathe here, just breathing in, visualizing the light. This is from a book, Brene Brown, Braving the Wilderness. And I just want to read something that she has here in a chapter that's called Strong Back, Soft Front. She says, the first time I heard the term strong back, soft front was from Joan Halifax. We were doing an event together at the Omega Institute in New York. I'll admit that I was a little intimidated to meet her. Dr. Halifax is a Buddhist teacher, Zen priest, anthropologist, activist, and author of several books on engaged Buddhism. We met for the first time during a technical rehearsal for our evening talk. She was down to earth, and I remember most as she was funny as hell. As we were leaving, I said, I'm wiped, but I guess it's off to the meet and greet. She looked at me and said, I'm going to my room to rest before tonight. Why don't you do the same? I told her that sounded great, but I felt bad saying no. I'll never forget what she said back to me. Tonight, we will exhale and teach. Now it's time to inhale. There is the in-breath and there is the out-breath. And it's easy to believe that we must exhale all the time without ever inhaling. But the inhale is absolutely essential if you want to continue to exhale. For those of us that are used to giving, we can be all exhale all the time. Give yourself the opportunity here to inhale. Let's take an inhale together. Inhale and exhale. Committing to both. Let's move into table. So you're on your mat, moving to your mat. Tabletop, hands are beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. You'll notice I still have my socks on because, like I said, it's freezing. I'll take them off momentarily. You can leave yours on too, as long as you're not sliding around. Flat back, you can do that by tucking the tailbone slightly and stretching out through the crown of the head. We're going to do cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly down, let the head come up for cow. Breathe here for just a moment. We're waking up the spine. Inhaling. Exhale, cat, round the spine, let the chin come to the chest. Take a breath in here. Noticing the shape. Let's do that again. Inhale, cow, drop the belly down. Exhale, cat, round the spine. Continue to do that, inhaling for cow, dropping the belly, lifting the head, exhaling for cat. Do that on your movement. You don't have to wait for me to cue you. A couple more times. And then we're going to continue. Come on back into stillness, long spine. All we're going to do is we're going to shift what our hands are doing. So I want you to take your middle fingers and I want you to point them in towards each other. So now our middle fingers are touching or almost touching, and we're going to inhale and exhale again, cat and cow. So drop the belly down for cow. Exhale for cat. Cow. And cat. This time I want you to take a pause and I want you to rotate the hands so that the fingers are pointing back towards your knees. This can be pretty intense, so be really gentle. Do it just to what feels comfortable for you, but we're offering a counter stretch to our hands that may have been working hard all day, doing all of the activities that you have been engaged in, typing and carrying and lifting and hugging, hopefully members of your family. Let's inhale again, dropping the belly down for cow. And let's exhale to round. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding. Last time with our hands, we're going to rotate, once again, our hands inwards. This time, we're going to interlace the fingers. So the fingers are interlaced, and then place them back down. So they're interlaced here. Now we're going to inhale, dropping the belly, exhale, rounding. Inhale, dropping the belly, exhale to round. One more time, and exhale. Coming back into stillness, you can release your hand, let them come forward. Tuck the toes, engage the core, and lift the knees gently off the ground. So you're just hovering 1 or 2 inches above the ground. Breathing here, navel drawing to spine. Let's inhale. Exhale our first downward dog. Straightening the legs, but not all the way. So still allow for a slight bend of the legs. You can pedal out the feet. Give yourself a little movement here. You can sway your hips side to side. Keeping the knees bent creates room for our hamstrings, and creates more space for our hips. So it moves the stretch into the lower back and hips, which is really where we want it. We can over and hyperextend the hamstrings if we straighten our legs. So you can actually have bent legs through most of a yoga practice. Head is between the biceps. You can shake it and nod it to release tension. And then begin to walk the hands back towards the feet. Walking the hands back. Feet are at hips width distance. You can check that by taking your fists and putting them between your hands. Mine are actually a little wider, which feels good for me, so that's an option available for you. And then ragdoll. Grasp opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy. And you can sway here a little bit. So my torso is actually resting on top of my legs. That's how much they're bent, and that feels really good for me. I feel supported by my legs, and my neck is loose, allowing gravity to pull down and release that tension in my shoulders. Breathing here. Release the hands down. We're going to begin to roll up the spine. Keep the legs bent to protect the hamstrings. You can roll up slowly, stacking one vertebra at a time. Arriving at the top of the mat. Stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn towards you so you can see one practice that we're going to do. So from the bottom of your mat, rather than the top, interlace your fingers and let them come down to the ground. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come into prayer and then come down all the way, interlacing at the bottom. Let's do that again. Inhale, the interlaced fingers up. Exhale, hands go into prayer, come down through heart center, and then interlace at the bottom. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, prayer. Interlacing at the bottom. Release the hands. Let them come back to the heart. And set an intention for yourself. Maybe there is a caregiver in your life that you are concerned for. Maybe you know of a caregiver that is a neighbor or a friend. You might dedicate this practice to them. You might share this practice with them later on. Or maybe you yourself are a caregiver and you feel depleted. In this moment, instead of sending this energy out of yourself, instead give yourself the chance to inhale. Inhale this practice and offer yourself exactly what you need in this practice. Claim for yourself what you need or offer this as a gift to somebody else. Inhale. Exhale to release the hands. All right, moving back to the bottom of your mat. There is a chance that my phone is going to die during this. If that is the case, I will hop back on my computer. So don't you worry if I cut out. I'll hop back on. It'll just be a two-parter. All right, so we are at the bottom of our mat. We're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, interlace, and let them come all the way down. Let's do that again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center, interlacing at the bottom. Inhale the hands up. This time release the hands. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Hands come through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, but legs can be bent. Your hands can come to the shins. They can come to the thighs. I like to put it on the thighs because it opens my heart space. Inhaling. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Walk those hands all the way forward. We're in plank here. Hands are beneath the shoulders. Feet are at hips width distance. Just feeling the engagement of the core, one long line of energy. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Shift forward on the toes, lower all the way down. Elbows hugging into the chest. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the chest. Baby cobra. Little to no weight. In the hands, you can raise the hands, hover them. Place the hands back down. Inhale. Exhale, press back into table. So we're back in table. We've been in this shape before. Inhale, drop the belly, cow. And then exhale to downward dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Again, you can have those bent knees. So that is our flow. That's our Sun A flow. I'm going to clear these comments away to make sure that people can see. Oh, maybe I just see them. Sorry. Still working through all of this. All right, so hopefully you can see me. All right, so let's inhale together and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Interlace the fingers at the bottom. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. This time, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale, lower to the belly for baby cobra. Inhale, untuck the toes, lift the chest. Baby cobra, gazes the top of the mat. Exhale into table, pressing back. Inhale, cow, looking up. Exhale, downward dog, tuck the toes, send the hips back. We'll go through that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands in prayer through heart center, interlace the fingers. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands through the center to prayer. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, walk the hands forward into plank. Inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale, lower, down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the chest. Exhale into table. Inhale, cow, drop the belly. Exhale, downward dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms sweep up. Exhale, this time sit back into chair. So I've got a wide-legged chair. I'm going to turn towards you. You stay where you are. You can do more traditional with toes together, but I'm doing a wider-legged chair. So I'm sitting down. I can peek down and see my toes. If you can't see your toes, shift your knees back slightly, and that'll shift your hips back. From here, inhale the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, let the right hand sweep back behind you and the left hand moves forward. Hips are still in the same plane, so notice that. You may want to take a look down and make sure those hips, one of them hasn't popped forward or shifted. Inhale the arms to center. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to center. Exhale, this time the left hand sweeps back and the right goes forward. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold. Chair is a great opportunity to remind ourselves that discomfort is our teacher. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward, back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. Press the hips back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Let the right leg lift. Exhale, open the leg up. You can take some hip circles here. You can rotate the ankle. Take whatever movements feel good in your body. And then when you're ready, let the thigh come parallel to the ground. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the feet towards the hands. You may not quite get there. You could actually use an assist. Use your hand to get yourself close. We are going to toe heel the foot so it's a little bit wider than we might be used to. So give yourself a firm base and then let the left heel come down to the ground at a 45-degree angle. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to stay. So we're in a warrior one setup. So the back left foot is at a 45-degree angle. The front right knee is above the ankle. Inhaling here. Exhale, cactus the arms again. We're doing this because it's creating space in the heart, and we hold a lot of tension and a lot of anxiety in our heart space and our shoulders. So we're opening up the shoulder girdle, pulling across across our chest here. Fingers are active. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, same as before, let the right hand sweep back. Left hand comes forward. In a twist here, wringing out some toxins in our spine. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, this time, let the left hand come back. We're leaving our feet as they are though, so it's different than a traditional warrior two. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, flow it through. Place the hands, step the foot back. If you like to do a chaturanga where you lower into low plank and do an upward and downward dog, you can do so. I'm just going to cue holding here in our plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Send the hips up and back. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, go ahead and bend the leg. Take your movements here. You can rotate the knee, rotate the ankle. And then bring the thigh parallel to the ground. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the foot towards the hands. You might not get quite between them, but just stepping forward towards the hands. Give yourself a slightly wider stance. Let the back heel come down. Preparing again for that warrior one stance. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take a minute here. Press into the outer edge of the back foot, 45-degree angle. Knee again is above the front ankle. Draw the navel to spine. Shoulders are stacked above the hips. The hips may not be parallel to the front. You're moving that direction maybe. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms to open the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep that left hand back. Taking a moment here to feel the twist. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, let the right hand sweep back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Step the left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Send the hips back. We're going to flow that through, one breath per movement. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, sink the hips, arms rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm swings back, left forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand swings back, right goes forward. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Releasing those quads. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crawl the hands forward into plank. You can take your chaturanga if that's you, otherwise inhale. Exhale, down dog, send the hips back. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through towards the hands. Let the heel drop. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand sweeps back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand sweeps back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot, step it back. Flow your chaturanga if that's you, otherwise holding. Exhale, down dog. Other side, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through into our lunge. Let the back right heel drop down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand sweeps back, right forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, right hand sweeps back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, place the hands, step it back, flow or hold. Inhale, and exhale, down dog. We're going to do that one more time, but with a variation. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand sweeps back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand sweeps back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold and release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Send the hips back. Engage the core. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back heel. Inhale the arms high. Exhale to cactus. Inhale the arms high. Exhale into airplane arms. So the arms sweep back. And interlace the fingers behind the back for humble warrior. Interlace, press the palms together. Inhale the chest up. And stay here for just a moment. So this is a big chest opener. We're going to fold forward here in just a moment. But humble warrior reminds us that we're strong, but that we are also vulnerable. And I think all of us are feeling that right now. So inhale to open the heart space. Exhale to bow forward over that front leg. The hands move up towards the sky, pressing the palms together. You're not collapsing here, right? So you're hovering, you're strong in the core, but we're still humble. This is an engaged pose. There's stretching, there's strength. Holding for 3. Releasing the hands and coming back up 2. And 1. Release the hands. On an inhale, come up. Exhale, hands come down. Step the foot back. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Hips come back. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through into a lunge. Drop that back heel. Inhale your arms up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep your arms back. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Once again, humble warrior. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, stay here for just a moment. So opening through those shoulders again. Pressing the palms towards one another. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale to bow. Bowing over that front thigh. Hands working towards the sky. Maybe this doesn't work for you and you need to take ragdoll behind your back. You're still opening through the chest. That's a completely great option if that's what's accessible to you. On your next inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, place the hands. Step it back. Inhale. And exhale, downward dog. Let's take a moment and come down into child's. That was a lot. So place the toes together. So child's pose, toes come together, knees can come wide. Chest comes down to the ground, forehead comes down to the ground. Breathing here. Check back into your heart space. Notice what's happening in the heart space. Notice if you've created some room. Breathing in to brighten. Breathing out to release what you don't need. Let's do a little chest expansion and a heart opener, threading the needle. So press back from child's pose into table. So you're back into table. And from here, sweep the right hand up to the sky. And then on an exhale, let the hands sweep underneath the body and the shoulder and the ear come down to the ground. Your left hand, which is beneath your shoulder, can stay there, or it can extend out in front of you, or wrap around your thigh into a bind. Breathing here. As you're ready, let the left hand come down. Right hand sweeps up to the sky and then place it down beside you. Moving into the opposite side. Inhale, the left hand comes high, threading the needle beneath the body. Sweeps underneath the body. Left hand lays down, shoulder and ear come down. Right hand can stay where it is, can extend forward, can wrap around the back. Take your option. Breathing here. Release the bind if you took it, that option. Place the right hand beneath the right shoulder. Sweep the left hand up to the sky, and then let it come back down. Tuck the toes, downward dog, send the hips up and back. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk, step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, sweeping the hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So, this is a good opportunity to check in and remind yourself of the intention you set, either for yourself or for someone else. You can take an option here to adjust that intention or to keep the intention that you originally set. Now we're going to move into balancing, and that is so important right now for us to feel balanced. And so we're going to start with one of our most grounding postures, tree. If you can't see my hands when they go up this way, you can just imagine what they might look like as leaves. So, step to the top of your mat, or wherever you are, and you're going to think about your feet as the trunk of a tree. So you want to think about growing your roots down. So begin to grow your roots down into your left leg. Then cock your right leg up and let it swing out to the side. You can do sort of an anchored tree where your toes stay on the ground, or you can begin to lift your leg and place it either on the inside of the calf or give it an assist and let it come to the inside of the thigh. The biggest trick for tree or for any balancing posture is to choose what's called a drishti, which is a non-moving point. So choosing something that isn't moving, that's not me, because I'm definitely moving, in part because my toes are frozen, and so they're not really helping me out right now. They're just that cold. So I'm going to go to an anchored tree. I'm going to do this tonight, because that's what my toes need. It's a cold winter tree for me tonight. And then once you are grounded and stable and rooted, then you can think about growing your branches. So, what does that look like? We get tall in our body before we grow our branches. If we try to grow our branches before we're secure, we will topple over. So I'm rooting down. I'm tall, extending through my spine. And then I'm going to begin to grow my branches up into whatever tree inspires you tonight. Trees are remarkable symbols of giving and receiving. Nourished by the sun, nourished by water, nourished by our out-breath. And then they offer us our in-breath with the oxygen they create. Whatever variation you took, inhaling and exhaling. Let's let everything come back to the center and our trees come back down to rest. Let's move into that on the other side. We'll see how it goes. My cold toes, my cold roots. So once again, ground down, this time through the right foot. Roots are going down. Let your left knee cock and swing out to the side. You can take that rooted option, which is my option for tonight, or you can press into the calf or into the thigh. Oh, my right foot is apparently more awake than my left. So begin to grow your branches, imagining the tree that is going to nourish you, choosing that non-moving point, not locking out your leg, slight bend so that you're in the muscles instead of the joints. You can choose one or another option on this side. My daughter Ivy likes to be a willow, so she puts her arms this way because her favorite tree to climb in the park is a willow. That's the one she fell out of earlier this week and twisted her ankle. I don't think she holds it against the tree, so we'll give a little nod to Ivy's favorite willow. Breathing here. And exhaling to release it down, wherever you find yourself. All right, so now we're going to imagine that our favorite tree has an eagle that landed in it, and we're going to do eagle pose. We're doing eagle because it is also a heart opener, but it's also a balancing posture. And if my phone cuts out, don't worry. Remember, we're just going to switch over to the computer. So that may very well happen shortly. So for eagle, we're going to inhale our arms out into a T. This is our wingspan. And on an exhale, let the right hand sweep beneath the left. Get your arms situated. So I've swept them. I could have my hands, backs of my hands pressing together or curving around. I could also just grasp my shoulders. Whatever you're doing, roll your shoulders back so you're not rounding forward, but instead you're rolling the shoulders back and down. Once you've got your option, for your arms, sink back into chair. So toes are touching on this. I'm in my traditional chair pose where my legs and my toes are pressed together. And now for our eagle legs. Right leg comes out to the side and then swing it up and over. Again, I'm going to take an anchored option here. I feel the need to be grounded. So I'm just anchoring my toes on the outside of my left foot, which is my grounded foot. You could also, if you wanted to, take them around to the back of your calf, if that's available for you. But whatever you're doing, I want you to sink a little bit lower. Breathing here, opening the shoulders, but also balancing. Shoulders, roll your shoulders back so they're over the hips, holding for 3, releasing in 2, and 1, dramatic release, fly like an eagle. All right, moving to the other side, arms come out, our wingspan, this time left hand swings beneath the right, take your option here, sink down into chair, left leg comes out to the side, swings up and over. Maybe like me, you need a little more balance, so you're anchored tonight with your toes on the outside, or maybe you can go for more of a balancing posture and curve it around the back of the calf. Lift the elbows slightly, draw your hands away from your face, inhaling for 3, dramatic eagle release in 2, and 1, release, and come back down. All right. So moving back onto our mats, we're going to be at the top of our mats. For some reason, we can't see. Ooh, little tilt. We'll work all these technical things out, I swear to you. We'll eventually get there. Hey everyone. I think I'm at like 1%, so I'm just gonna queue up my computer. Just gonna check in. How we doing? Take a water break. Yeah? Go through your playlist. But I'm gonna get myself ready to switch over live on my computer should I need to do that. All right, so now we're gonna move onto the ground. So let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. We're back in our plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. So shift forward, lower down. And I'm a little concerned about the comments, not because they're making inappropriate ones, because I'm not sure if you can see me. So I'm going to turn this way. Inhale. Hold, stack the hands, the forearms, and exhale, let the forehead come down to the ground to your forearms for crocodile. You can lift your legs and let them sway from side to side, releasing the back body. Let your feet come down to the ground. Take your arms, lift your head, let your hands come down to your hips, let the forehead come down. Zip the toes together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the shoulders and the hands up. Exhale, stay. Locust pose. Begin to draw the pinkies towards one another. Breathing here, not cranking your neck, long through the back body. Inhale, exhale, release it down. Let the right ear come down to the ground. And take a minute to rest here. I'm going to switch over my computer, hold tight, and hop onto my other video in just a second.